Success is never a roll of the dice. It's the product of unwavering discipline and a mindset program to win. Some individuals appear as though fortune simply falls into their lap, but their results are not a result of random luck. They have built themselves into the type of people who naturally generate opportunities. They have trained their thoughts, designed their routines, and committed to behaviors that match the future they desire. Every person who has achieved something extraordinary follows a pattern, whether they realize it or not. They choose growth over comfort, remain consistent even through difficulty, and act with purpose when others freeze. Those who fail to create results usually drift into habits that weaken them. Hesitation, overthinking, and inconsistency. It is rarely about who is smarter or who is born with talent. It's about what someone repeatedly does each day until those actions build into something meaningful. If your goal is to bring success into your life, the very first step is not hustling harder, it's reshaping your perspective. Shift how you think, commit to habits that produce results, surround yourself with people who push you forward, and move intentionally day after day. Success is not something that you run after, it is something that grows out of who you become. The moment your daily choices, internal beliefs, and outward actions align with your vision, results start coming to you almost effortlessly. The transformation begins with identity. Every day, with every decision, you are sculpting the version of yourself that the world experiences. Your thoughts, your routines, your small choices are the tools shaping that sculpture. The deeper question becomes, are you intentionally designing a masterpiece or allowing random circumstances to shape your future into something unrecognizable? True success is not measured only by trophies, money, or praise. It is a mirror reflecting your inner state. The way you think about yourself, the way you behave, the standards you hold yourself to. These create the outcomes you see. Life responds to your energy. If you want better results, you must cultivate a stronger, clearer, more focused self. That work starts inside, your attitude, your discipline, your commitment. Each decision, even the small ones you make without thinking, lays another brick in the foundation of the person you are building. Think about the individuals who command attention the moment they walk into a room. They don't need to shout or demand respect. Their presence does the work for them. This magnetic quality is not a coincidence. It is the result of years of inner development, of choosing growth over stagnation, of refusing to live on autopilot. They intentionally constructed an identity that radiates strength and purpose. By becoming someone of value, they draw value toward themselves. Consider Edwin C. Barnes, a man who desperately wanted to partner with the great Thomas Edison. He was broke, had no special qualifications, and knew no one influential. Yet he imagined himself working with Edison long before it ever happened. He didn't wait for the perfect timing. He made his own opening. With almost no money, he jumped onto a freight train and showed up at Edison's office, determined to turn his vision into reality. When he met the inventor, he didn't ask for a job. He declared he intended to be Edison's partner. In that moment, he wasn't yet in business with Edison, but he carried himself as though he already was. Edison recognized his conviction and gave him a small, low-level job. Most people would have walked away disappointed, but Barnes stayed and kept proving his worth through persistence. Eventually, Edison needed someone bold enough to sell his new dictating machine, and Barnes seized the opportunity. His faith in himself allowed him to become the exclusive seller of that machine, which made him a wealthy man and fulfilled his original vision. Another great example is Henry Ford, who failed repeatedly before becoming one of history's great industrialists. He built 2 automobile companies that collapsed before finally creating Ford Motor Company in 1903. When others believed cars would remain a luxury item for the rich, Ford imagined a future where every family could afford one. His relentless belief in efficiency and mass production led him to transform transportation forever. Even during the economic crash of the 1930s, Ford's principles of innovation and perseverance kept him leading the industry. His philosophy was simple. Your results are determined by how firmly you believe in your ability to succeed, not by how many times you've failed. So ask yourself, what kind of person must you become to reach the life you want? The answer is not in pretending to be someone else. It is about aligning who you are with what you want. If your dream is wealth, you must learn to think like someone who creates and multiplies money. If you wish to lead, you must carry yourself as a leader long before the title is given to you. Success is not some far-off prize. It is the natural result of becoming the type of person who is worthy of it. That is why some people seem to attract opportunities without trying. Their inner identity matches the life they want. When you step into that alignment, you move from hoping things will work out to knowing they will. You start living with purpose, and others can feel it. Many people chase achievement endlessly, only to burn out because they are focused on external results rather than becoming the kind of person who attracts them naturally. Success isn't meant to be chased. It is meant to be embodied. Once you become someone who carries the traits of success, the results follow automatically. It is not just about acquiring wealth, influence, or fame. It's about becoming a person deserving of those things. Your life is your art, and every day you add new strokes to the canvas. The question is, will you paint something extraordinary or leave your masterpiece to chance? The choice is yours to make every morning you wake up. Begin crafting that identity now, and watch as opportunities start to find you. Building the future you desire requires intentionality. Success is built deliberately, not accidentally. It is constructed piece by piece through clear direction and daily action. Most people simply react to whatever life throws at them, waiting for circumstances to improve on their own. But the truth is, if you don't set your own course, the world will push you in a direction you may not want to go. Life doesn't randomly hand out success. It rewards those who take command of their destiny. Every person who accomplishes extraordinary things sets sharp, specific, meaningful goals. These are not vague wishes, but well-defined targets that keep them moving forward even on days they feel tired or uninspired. A goal like, "I want to be successful," is meaningless unless you define it. What does that look like for you? Is it financial independence, becoming a master of your craft, leading a community or movement? Clarity gives you power because it guides your actions. Reverse engineer your dream life. What must you accomplish this year, this month, this week to move toward it? Break it into measurable steps and hold yourself accountable. Structure is your ally. Without it, ambition turns into procrastination. And yet planning is just the start. Action is what brings dreams into existence. Your targets should challenge you, push you outside of what feels comfortable. Growth always lives outside the comfort zone. Those who stay where it feels safe rarely achieve anything significant. Goals without execution are nothing more than fantasies. The people who changed history, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, countless others, did not sit waiting for inspiration. They planned with care, took decisive action, and adjusted along the way until they succeeded. The real secret is consistency. Tiny steps repeated daily build massive results over time. You don't leap to the top of the mountain. You climb it one step at a time. Even when progress feels slow, your discipline carries you upward. Success does not favor the lucky. It favors the ones who keep showing up with clarity and determination. The journey is not just about setting targets, but about refusing to quit until you reach them. And when life knocks you down, as it inevitably will, your ability to recover becomes the most powerful weapon you have. The number of times you fall doesn't define you. What matters is how many times you rise. Resilience separates the achievers from the quitters. It is the ability to keep moving forward despite defeat, pain, or rejection. The path to success is littered with obstacles, but those obstacles are not there to end your journey. They exist to strengthen you. Failure is not the enemy of success. It is part of the process. Every time you face a setback, it is handing you a lesson. Every time you are knocked down, you have an opportunity to rise with greater wisdom. History is full of examples of people who turned failure into fuel. Abraham Lincoln lost elections repeatedly, faced tragedy after tragedy, but kept standing back up until he became one of the greatest presidents in history. The way to build this kind of resilience is to retrain your mind. Instead of asking, "Why me?" when things go wrong, ask, "What can I learn from this?" The faster you find the lesson, the faster you can get back on track. Mentally tough people do not waste energy dwelling on what went wrong. They study the experience, make adjustments, and keep moving forward with new insight. They take charge of how they react instead of letting circumstances dictate their emotions. This mental shift is what separates those who persist from those who give up. It's about being willing to feel discomfort and still move forward. Growth never happens where things are easy. The instant you challenge yourself, step beyond familiar limits, and face the unknown, you create an unbreakable core. The most remarkable victories belong to the people who endure the most difficult battles. Your ability to rise after being knocked down is your hidden strength. Build that strength, and you'll become unstoppable. The strongest individuals aren't the ones who never make mistakes. They are the ones who never stop moving despite mistakes. They recognize that failure is temporary, but quitting seals your fate. So, when you're knocked off course, remember this: success doesn't mean avoiding pain. It means getting through it. Stand up, brush off the dust, keep pressing forward. Every single step after a setback moves you closer to where you want to be. Resilience isn't just something you use once in a while. It's a way of living. Master it, and nothing will have the power to break you. Another crucial pillar is the unshakable force of believing in yourself. Before the world ever puts faith in you, you must develop faith in your own abilities. Self-belief is the seed from which every great accomplishment grows. It's the quiet inner engine that pushes someone to rise above their circumstances, defy impossible odds, and claim what they are meant to achieve. The biggest barriers in life are rarely outside us, they're inside us. Doubt, fear, negative thinking, these are the true saboteurs of success. If you don't believe you can, no one else will believe for you. But when you do, you transform into someone unstoppable. Think back to a moment when you questioned yourself, when you hesitated before acting, when you thought you weren't capable enough. Was that hesitation based on reality or just fear whispering lies? Most of the time, self-doubt is nothing more than an echo from old failures or fear of the unknown. The good news is that belief is something you can create. Confidence is built like muscle, through consistent action. Every time you face fear and act anyway, every time you show yourself you can handle a challenge, you reinforce that inner belief. Begin small. Set a target, hit it. Remind yourself what you're capable of. The history books are full of individuals who made history simply because they refused to stop believing in themselves. Walt Disney was once told he lacked imagination, yet he built a global empire. Henry Ford was mocked for dreaming of affordable cars, yet he changed transportation forever. The Wright brothers were laughed at for dreaming of flying, yet they took humanity into the skies. Confidence is not something handed to you, it is forged. And when you fully trust yourself, the world reflects that belief back at you. Opportunities seem to appear. People respect and follow you. Success gravitates toward you like iron to a magnet. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate certainty and move with conviction. But believing in yourself doesn't mean being arrogant or living in delusion. It means acknowledging your worth, sharpening your abilities, and taking decisive steps toward what you want. It's silencing the voice of doubt and replacing it with determination. Even if you stumble, your belief allows you to rise more determined than before. The true gap between those who succeed and those who settle is rarely luck or raw talent. It is the decision to believe they can, even when nothing around them suggests it's possible. Every great achievement starts with someone who believed before they had proof. So choose belief now, not tomorrow, not someday when you feel ready now. The earlier you choose to believe, the sooner you'll see results. It begins with one choice, one mindset shift. You are capable of reaching what you set your mind to. Success doesn't wait for permission from the world. It rewards those who validate themselves first. So stand tall, trust in your abilities, and move with unwavering faith. The moment you truly believe, you become unstoppable. If success had a single key, it would be discipline. Not luck, not talent, not intelligence, discipline. Discipline is what lets you do what must be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's what creates the gap between people who dream and those who actually achieve. Most people sit around waiting for motivation to arrive. They think, I'll start when I feel ready. But readiness is an illusion. If you only act when you're motivated, you'll never be consistent because motivation comes and goes. Some days you'll feel inspired, many days you won't. That's where discipline steps in. Discipline is the bridge between wanting something and actually having it. Look at the most successful athletes, entrepreneurs, writers, or creators. They don't work only when it's convenient. They show up whether or not they feel inspired. They train when they'd rather sleep. They write when ideas don't flow. They work when nobody is applauding. They know a simple truth. Success is a result of repeated effort, not occasional inspiration. The reason they get extraordinary results is not that they always felt like working. It's that they worked anyway. They didn't wait for ideal conditions or the perfect mood. They simply kept going day after day. Discipline is like a muscle. It strengthens the more you use it. You don't need to change your life overnight. Start small, wake up at the time you said you would, keep the promises you make to yourself, stick to your routine. Over time, these small acts build momentum. They pile up into massive transformation. Without discipline, even the best plans collapse. A brilliant idea is worthless if you never act on it. A clear strategy is meaningless if you lack the consistency to execute it. Hard work beats natural talent when talent refuses to work hard. And the only guarantee that you'll keep working hard is by developing discipline. Ask yourself, are your daily actions aligned with where you want to go? If they're not, it's time to make adjustments. Success is built by what you do every single day, not by what you do once in a while. Each choice you make now shapes the future you will live. If you train yourself to act despite laziness, despite lack of motivation, you will become unstoppable. The road to achieving your goals is not always smooth. There will be moments you want to quit, times when nothing seems to move forward. But discipline is what keeps you steady. It keeps you walking when motivation vanishes. It ensures you don't lose ground when the path is hard. Stop waiting for inspiration. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Act now. Build your discipline the way you would strengthen a muscle, and watch how consistency transforms your goals into reality. In the end, success is owned by those who show up consistently and keep working, no matter how they feel. Another essential trait is being a lifelong learner and staying adaptable. The world is moving faster than ever. What worked yesterday might fail tomorrow. The most successful people aren't those who fight against change. They're the ones who welcome it. They keep growing, keep learning, keep improving. In a world that is constantly evolving, adaptability is your superpower. Knowledge alone won't change your life. Applying that knowledge will. Reading books won't help unless you use the lessons inside them. Attending seminars is pointless unless you act on what you learned. Growth is active, not passive. It takes deliberate effort, curiosity, and a willingness to leave your comfort zone. Learning isn't just about collecting information. It's about transforming yourself with what you've learned. The moment you assume you know everything, you stop improving. When you stop improving, you start falling behind. The world won't wait for you to catch up. The people who lead, innovate, and inspire are those who remain students forever. They know wisdom is not about already having the answers. It's about seeking better ones every day. Think of your mind as a sword. If you don't sharpen it regularly, it becomes dull. And a dull sword cannot face new battles. Personal growth is not something you do once. It's a lifelong process. It's about refining your skills, challenging your perspective, and staying ahead of the curve. Ask yourself, what are you learning today that will make you stronger tomorrow? Are you reading books that stretch your thinking? Are you talking to people who challenge your perspective? Are you applying what you discover or just storing it away in your head? The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is simple: execution. Feed your mind daily. Read, listen, watch, absorb, and then take action. Knowledge without action is wasted potential. Knowledge applied is unstoppable power. It's what drives breakthroughs, fuels innovation, and leads to lasting achievement. The world will keep changing with or without you. Will you adapt with it or stay fixed in place while everything else evolves? The choice is entirely yours. Commit to growth, keep taking action, and stay ahead of the curve. In a world that never stops, survival belongs to those who never stop learning. Finally, remember that the people around you shape your future. Your circle either pushes you forward or drags you back. Success isn't just about what you do, it's also about who you spend time with. Your surroundings mold your mindset, shape your habits, and ultimately direct where you end up. It's often said that you become the average of the 5 people closest to you. If you spend time with ambitious, driven individuals, aiming higher becomes your new normal. If you surround yourself with complainers, mediocrity starts to feel comfortable. Energy spreads, both good and bad. Stay around people who settle for less, and before long you'll find yourself doing the same. But if you choose to be around those who challenge themselves, who demand more of life, you will naturally rise to match their energy. Truly successful people are highly selective about who they allow into their inner world. They deliberately choose to be around